I don't know if I like them, man. Like I want to be like, okay, they do things, but just the freak out that they've had over this shit.
Hmm.
Every wrong move made possible, right?
Hmm.
I mean, do you see it different?
Nope.
Okay,
All right. You
go
ready?
ahead. Give them a play.
All right. Oh wait. All right.
So why would I waste my time?
That is a really good question. Why would you waste your time? Why would you dedicate a half an hour to making a video response? 4.5 hours to a live stream? And an entire night on Twitter, melting the fuck down. Why would you invest so much time when it's so precious when you have such important things to do? That seems like an inordinate amount of time to invest in something you're clearly not interested in. Really gets the old noggin jogging. Maybe we can try to puzzle this out as we work our way through the video and inform the audience what the fuck this is about. Now, about a week or so back, I was doing what I typically do on Twitter, deal with gay MRA furries that want to shoot people for being tough guys on the internet.
Okay, Metokur, this is coming from me. I've been to Afghanistan. I've been bombed on by the Taliban. I've been around landmines. I've had my ass stomped. Do you think that I'm gonna be afraid of you? I can guarantee you, if you and I met face to face
Is
to
this
face to
Prince
face,
of Queens sock account?
You-
He sounds just like him.
He has a little bit more balls on him. Like his balls have fallen a little bit more. I think he's been a man for 2 minutes longer than Prince of Queens, but very close. Roar.
Roar. Woo.
By the way, we know some animal avatar people. We know the Baron and I really am sick of seeing. What? What was that?
Check your Twitter.
Oh, okay.
you and I, out of the two of us, you'd be the whiny little bitch on the ground after I pounce you.
You know, a typical Tuesday, when all of a sudden a wild banshee appears and starts screeching at me for a whole host of fucking reasons. I was left a little speechless at first. I was kind of sitting there like,
What the fuck is this? Go business these! Go business these!
which would be your reaction to a deluge of ass pain in the form of tweets, especially when they take on such a transparent and bizarre form. I'm sure you would. Lots of people would. Hey, Metokur, how's that $3,700 a month of hipster welfare check working out for you? Also, why would somebody who isn't a pussy refuse to show his name or face? Do you look like Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys? Just wondering. Now, maybe I misinterpreted that. Maybe Girl Writes What is thirsty as fuck and is looking to get a little bit of action. But I responded in, I think, a sensible manner. Hey, Jim, why don't you dox yourself? Are you scared? I've heard that song and dance before, but the last time it was Zoe Wu and Anita during Gamergate, demanding people give away their identities. It was dumb then, it's dumb now. It's especially dumb when it's a former Gamergater who's currently involved in a lawsuit semi-related to that, making the statement that I should just do away with my anonymity, that the anonymity is a bad thing. You need to get rid of that. And just put your fucking name and face out there. It gets even weirder when they followed up with things like, well, you know, I might have access to his tax returns if he'd reveal his name, but he's too chicken shit to do that. All I know is that he said he relies on it now, and that's why he went back on his original position of seeing it as webfare or hipster welfare. And as the night progressed, things continued to get a little bit spicy, a little banter back and forth. Listen, Metokur, you talk a lot about real men and pussies. I've been doing what I do under my real name and face, address, and phone number available for years now.
Oof.
According to you, you're a pussy, and I'm a real man. Convince me this isn't the case. I agree, Karen. You are very mannish. But I guess Karen's right. Anybody that uses anonymity to put their opinion out there is a giant pussy. Take, for example, Oscar Wilde. That guy is a giant fucking vagina, at least according to Karen's logic.
You can't have freedom of speech if anonymity is an impossibility, right?
True
Oscar Wilde said it himself. Like you don't. When a man talks to your face, you don't know him. It's what he says when he thinks no one is listening that you know what he really thinks.
Anonymity is important to freedom of speech because it allows you to say things that other people don't want you to say because they have a vested interest in you not saying it. I wonder if that theme is going to tie back into this video at all. Speaking of videos, there's a video, a half an hour long video that she released after this conversation, our little tete-a-tete on social media. And she decided to take it a step further. It's not just that I'm a pussy that needs to reveal who I am. It's that if I do reveal who I am, I'm going to get the shit suit out of me. And she said that not once, not twice, but thrice.
And it's not even as honest as Jerry Springer or Maury Povich, whom Metokur has compared IBS to, who were at least concerned about legal liability, like maybe getting sued for $25 million when one of your stunts goes wrong. As for Metokur's anonymity, I have been advised by someone on the Twitter that it was a bad.
She has a good point. All the people committing suicide, we're gonna get sued soon, man.
She has a better, she's got a better understanding of this kind of stuff. I didn't catch on to all the legal kind of threat shit until it was all kind of put together in this, and I was like, yeah, I guess she was.
Bad angle to attack him from, and I have to admit he does seem to have plenty of reason to conceal his identity, given how much he likes to lie about people in ways that could
You know
get
what
him
I hated
sued
about this video,
or
by the
worse,
way?
if he
Her
stopped
video,
being a
real
bitch.
quick. You know what I really fucking hated about her video? You could tell she was just reading.
Yeah.
When I was done, I was like, oh my god, I'm not going to listen to her read her shit.
Which amazes me because, I bet you, all you heard in her fucking, place was like, oh yeah, that's a good one. Ooh, yeah, that's good. Look, Tonka, listen to the essay being typed up.
Showed his face and revealed his name, but then again, he's smart enough to be aware of his legal liabilities. Defamation is a thing even in the free speech utopia that is the United States.
Jim, you need to put your name out there or you're a pussy, but if you do it, somebody's going to sue the shit out of you for defamation. Now, why would she bring up lawsuits? It's one thing to say that I should reveal who I am and that I'm a pussy if I don't do it, but why does she suddenly jump to the, if you do reveal who you are, you're going to get sued? In fact, this topic was broached on the 4.5-hour stream that she was on.
Okay,
You alluded to litigation talks 3 different times and his anonymity.
Yeah. You know why? Because the moment
you're really mad and you want to sue him because it's not fair that he's anonymous.
Oh my god, I want to sue him for what?
That's a good question. What reason would the Money Badgers or Karen have to sue me if they knew my real name? Well, that's where we gotta go back a little bit, because in her video she outlines what caught her eye, what got her attention.
I didn't get involved on the Twitter until it came to my attention that the fans were bugging Metokur and Tonkasaw to have Dean Esme back on, and Tonkasaw was arranging it.
Good old Dean Esme. In fact, if you remember at the beginning of this video, the gay MRA furry that wanted to teach me a lesson. Ooh, Metokur, I'm going to stomp the shit out of you. I was in Afghanistan with all the different boys and I got pounded so hard. I'm going to pounce on you and just yiff away. That guy was a panelist on Dean Esme's streams. In fact, he had done a few of them saying he wanted to come onto the Kumite. So why would Dean Esme coming onto the Kumite suddenly get her talking about my identity and potential lawsuits for defamation? How could that all tie into itself?
What Metokur is going to do, he's going to use Dean and Dean's alleged insider info, right, from a lunatic to completely destroy Honey Badger Radio. He's going to do this. I know he's going to do it.
Okay, hold on. What's the thing
Oh
with
yeah, no,
Jimmy?
he said he
Jim
was
runs
already
bios.
building a video, getting material for a video on it.
Insider information. What?
Weirdos who used to be attached to the show in certain ways, who are also feeding allegedly insider information to Metokur and to Worski.
Online weirdos that were former members of the Honey Badgers were feeding me and Andy Worski insider information, and I was going to use it to put into a video. Well, I did put out a tweet talking about how I wanted to focus on men's rights activists, because you can't listen to that beginning clip of a lisping tiger and not think that's fucking funny as shit, because it is. But she seems to have taken that in a completely different way. But what insider information could Dean and these online weirdos give me that I could put out and then draw in a lawsuit?
Yeah, no, and frankly, like actually suggesting that Allison's
Ralph
doing
was
anything
on there
criminal
with, I didn't know
or
that.
fraudulent is like
He ended up doing an article about him, and he says some shit. I did not know Ralph was in there with him.
Yeah.
We missed a hell of a stream on V's channel, apparently.
Yeah, why doesn't V invite us to his streams?
I didn't know that shit was happening. I was probably asleep.
Well, he doesn't even reach out to let us know what's happening.
Not wrong.
You playing us dirty. See, that's why I told you we can't be fucking with V.
You ain't wrong. I saw your.
How many times have we tried to fix V?
2 or 3 at least. 2 or 3 at least.
Mm-hmm. And we fix him, and we think that he's fixed. Then what happens?
He goes in and he's still V.
He's back to being V.
I don't hate V. I can't. I don't know. I don't see. There's a lot of people who say a lot of shit about V. I haven't seen it yet, but maybe I'll see it down the line. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna demand V lets me on one of his streams one day, because I've brought him on my stream plenty of times. He's been on the Kumite plenty of times. How many times have I been on your stream, V?
I don't think he respects you.
Gonna have a problem, V.
those are actually actionable allegations.
Oh, it's about the money. So Karen from the Honey Badger sees that Dean Esme is going to get in contact with me. She doesn't really understand why, but she sees that he's going to come onto the Kumite. She gets it in her head that he's going to feed me, along with other people, insider information into their financial records, which I am then going to release on my anonymous account. And because I'm anonymous, she can't sue me for doing it. But as she put it, if my name was out there and I released a video talking about their fundraisers, that's legally actionable activity. I could get the shit suit out of me, yo. Well, that kind of wrapped itself up in a nice little fucking bow, didn't it? Now, what could I possibly talk about when it comes to the Money Badgers and their handling of fundraisers? Or say a lawsuit. A 3-year-long lawsuit in which they hired a lawyer that was disbarred.
We have a lawsuit going on. It's an expensive lawsuit, and we picked a lawyer who he's not a lawyer. He's been disbarred.
And then decided not to hire an actual lawyer.
And we're not even paying a lawyer to do our lawyering for us, because that would be like 3 times as much money in his legal
What are they
fees.
doing with all the money?
I got no idea. Give me 1 second. I gotta step out for a second.
Failure's got to go grab the takeout. He orders some delivery as well. But catch me if I'm wrong. Aren't they getting money for the legal funds? If not that, then what is it for? I am confused. I did not catch that until just now. Wow. I don't know how to put that. I don't know how to look at that. I don't know what to put. Yeah. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm trying to give them a whole lot of leeway, I guess, that maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I fucking shouldn't. Maybe this shit's way more obvious than I than I was giving it credit for. I'm looking at this shit and get us to trial for great justice. 18,000 raised. At the Honey Badger Brigade Legal Fund, 30,000. And help us return to Alberta Civil Court for great justice, 12,000. That's like, oh no, that's like 60 grand for nothing. Nothing. It's fucking... Alright. I guess that's it. I guess this is the bit that makes them get really, really worried. Convenient that this is where failure stopped it, so that I could just sit here and look at it and kind of get it ingrained in my fucking skull. Miserable. Usually not as much dead air on this one, but I really am kind of, not gonna lie, I had a little bit more, not necessarily stock in them or anything. I wasn't like really invested in them. I wasn't hoping for great things for the honey badgers. I don't know any of them or anything, but I had a higher opinion of them than this. Much higher opinion of them than this. It's fucking miserable. Okay. Let's go through. Look at. And the chat's going way too fucking fast. But a fool and their money are soon parted. That's from I Know Why 789. You aren't wrong. You aren't wrong. It's fucking weird. Best of luck to those guys, though. Best of the fucking luck. C. Thomas the Peasant said later. Day to the rest of you there, C. Thomas. When Failure gets back, I can't wait to get off this screen because this has kind of made me sad. I didn't want to think about this. This is miserable.
And ran 3 fundraisers for
Hold on,
it.
click
In
it.
fact, fuck it. How about all the other fundraisers? Hey, buy me.
Failure, did you know about them, all the legal funds, but they've not spent it on a lawyer? Your mic is turned off. Oh, there you go.
What do you mean they didn't spend money on a lawyer?
Now, go back to the screen right before this one. It will detail like 70 grand they've got.
Because that would be like 3 times as much money in his legal fees.
And ran.
Look. They're not even hiring a lawyer, man. It's like 70 grand.
You gotta use GoFundMe sparingly. Supposed to be for important shit.
Well, even if it is for important shit, you gotta do what you said you were gonna do with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is the legal fund for if not to hire a lawyer? Like, that's what those are for, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Keep playing. That's what's got me fucked up. I never knew that. Go ahead.
3 fundraisers for it. In fact, fuck it. How about all the other fundraisers? Hey, buy me a YouTube house. And don't forget to furnish it. What would possibly make people think they're mismanaging? Don't forget to furnish.
They got a house. Where's the house?
They have a few
Oh,
houses.
is it the Badger Cave one?
It's like the Badger Dome or some shit like that. That's a lot of fucking money. This is just a lot of fucking money going around, not doing shit. And people could be, oh, well, look at all the super chats they take in. That's, again, this isn't a cause.
Mm-hmm.
We're not a cause. These aren't GoFundMes. We're not saying that we're being sued and shit. What the fuck is this? What is this? Legal funds for lawyers. I don't know. Just press play. Killing me. Terrible people.
Wait,
What?
don't they make a decent dime? Then again, they only had 100 people watching. But weren't they making a decent dime out of their videos?
Well, you know. You know. Things change.
Did they basically get a trip to London to goof around?
Probably. In a YouTuber house.
And they got to go to a premiere of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They matter.
Oh, I can't say anything. I GoFunded myself a trip to VidCon.
Did you call it a legal fund?
Oh, and also it was just a whopping $500. It wasn't fucking $1,200.
They're killing me. They're fucking killing me.
How many fucking flights is that for fucking $1,200?
Not sure.
Like when I went to California, I got flights and fucking hotel room and everything. Way under fucking 2,000.
I mean, they probably get decent shit off of videos on YouTube, I imagine. I would guess the Patreon's looking pretty healthy.
Alright.
And then you have this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Alright.
yeah. I can imagine why they worried about people talking about money.
Alright. Mm-hmm.
Furnish it. What would possibly make people think they're mismanaging money? And why would somebody be so nervous about insider information related to that? I mean, they've got great legal representation. That's why they had to withdraw their lawsuit multiple times and refile it, because they were suing the wrong entity. Even though you could literally go onto the fucking Alberta court's website and they will tell you exactly how to get the name of the person or business that you want to sue. Hey, Karen, maybe he's not doing a great job. Maybe that's why this has taken 3 fucking years. Well, when you take that big picture in and you look at it, comments like this, cry some more. Tell me now how you're scared I'm going to dox and sue you. Or this, stop making excuses for this piece of shit. If I ever do need his docs, I know how to get them. thanks to him. And if he ends up needing to be sued because he can't control his behavior, everyone will end up knowing who he is. Boy, things are starting to make a little bit more sense now. I mean, just add all the comments together, all the statements together, and you get a really clear fucking picture of what the actual issue here might be. Worski is currently trying to lure Allison onto his show to answer some allegations of financial malfeasance and unethical behavior from alleged insiders who want a dish, which I've known Allison for a long time now, and suggestions that she misappropriates the funds Honey Badgers collects are completely bunk. I see through your shit, Karen. Just so you know, I see through your transparent, glass-like bullshit. But aside from the vague, indirect ways of trying to make threats that if I talk about certain things or talk to certain people, there'll be repercussions, Karen had a few other things to bring up.
Okay, you've been around people for a bit. How tempting is it for people to, wet their beak when there's a fund?
Well,
just a pile of money just laying around. Maybe let's say like there's a bunch of money and you got a bill that's overdue. Not saying I would do that, but just saying. Some people might.
If I were that kind of thing, I'd be a lot more careful with it. But it does seem that when a lot of money fluctuates into people who didn't have a lot of money before his lives, they'll get real flippant with it. They can fuck around with it, and they can become very accustomed to it. When you're accustomed to a certain lifestyle, dangerous things can happen. Just saying. Just saying.
Especially when some of these people, you look at, some videos or pictures that they have out there, their house looking a little bit nice. They have a lot of stuff, a lot of books. But books are important,
All the books.
Yeah.
Some exceptional bullshit. I don't know if you know this, but internet blood sports, that whole format where you invite people on to yell at each other and banter with one another, it's responsible for numerous suicides.
You say nobody is that pathetic that they're going to kill themselves over internet blood sports and the fallout that creates, right? But I've talked to people who have emailed me since I put out my video saying, thank you, I got so fucking hounded by internet blood sports fans on my social media that I was going to kill myself. I was...
Just play it.
All right.
Yeah, just play it. Fucking get to it.
All right, you don't need to tell me. I'm a man now. I know how to play it.
Thinking of killing myself.
All those dead bodies. Oh my God.
People have emailed me to say that they felt suicidal.
Oh, you need to make a statement. You need to release a statement saying you don't advocate for all these suicides.
Oh, yeah, and it's just lulz. Yeah, oh, yeah, until it's not. And, have a little bit of fucking responsibility. Take a little bit of responsibility. At least admit that this is shit that happens.
That haven't actually happened.
Well, there's no evidence that anybody has, as yet, committed suicide because of internet blood sports. But, but there have been people who have reached out to me and said that they were feeling suicidal because of being...
I gotta ask you, how long do you think the email probably was from the person that she said
contacted her? Do you think it was written
her?
in the third person? How many times do you think he said he was a man now?
Do you think it was a similar essay writer?
I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Being targeted by the fanboys, right? And so, yes, it is actually something to be concerned about.
In fact, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but internet blood sports, it's pretty hardcore parkour.
you don't find people being bullied into suicide on 4chan
What?
because
What?
We're two exploding vans of danger.
Okay. We're more hardcore than 4chan now. Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Woo!
Are we gonna bully 4chan next? Is that what we're gonna do?
We just do what we do, and apparently people just kill themselves all around us.
Internet hate machine, move over. Nobody gets bullied on 4chan into suicide or thinking about suicide. You know, on the site or off the site. That never happens. That only happens on a YouTube stream with fucking YouTubers because YouTubers are more dangerous than 4chan. I have to give the
I'm so
Money
pissed
Badgers
he's calling
this.
me
They
a
really
YouTuber.
have convinced me to do a series on the men's rights.
I'm serious, but it's fine. I'll grow up. I'll get over it. But I can't. I'm so mad I'm called a YouTuber now. It's so irritating. Fuck you.
Well, whose fault is that?
Yours.
Really? So I took your hand and I made you.
Guns, yeah. Whole thing.
Rights movement. I mean, how could I fucking not? The reaction I've received from simply interacting with them or bantering back and forth with them has been very telling. And I'm very curious about the personalities and the communities involved in this activist activity. Hell, I haven't even really gone over what got this initially kicked off, which was an autistic man who plays with puppets getting angry at me because I was being mean to a self-confessed pedophile. I'm not even making that up. So consider this the entree for the meal that's to come. I'm going to be doing some thorough background research into the men's rights movement's figures, communities, fundraisers, just everything. Because when I encounter people that tell me I can't do something or I shouldn't do it because something bad's going to happen, I suddenly want to do it even more. Gets me very fucking interested. So you can look forward to some highly entertaining videos to come. Or as Karen would put it,
lolling at the lol cows just for the lols.
Aw. So how do you think this is gonna pan out?